Hello, this is Mary Keller Dida, and how does God reveal Himself and His will to us through His Word? So today I'm looking at, these are my memory verses, and today is Job. Job chapter 9, verses 27 through 35. I'd encourage you to read them on your own first. Think about it and pray about it. Meditate on the Word. Ask the Lord to show you insights, to connect with you through His Word. Okay, so Job 9, 27 through 35. And this is Job speaking. If I say, I will forget my complaint, I will change my expression and smile. I still dread all my sufferings, for I know you will not hold me innocent. Since I am already found guilty, why should I struggle in vain? Even if I washed myself with soap and my hands with washing soda, you would plunge me into a slime pit, so that even my clothes would detest me. He is not a man like me that I might answer him, that we might confront each other in court. If only there were someone to arbitrate between us, to lay his hands on both of us, someone to remove God's rod from me, so that his terror would frighten me no more. Then would I speak up without fear of him. But as it stands now, with me, I cannot. So Job, we know the story of Job and how he lost everything. He lost his possessions, he lost his children, he lost his livestock, he lost everything except his wife. Not funny, sorry. And he lost his health. That was the last thing. And it was all within a matter of maybe 24 hours to a day. I don't know. It's because when it says, and then while one messenger was still speaking, another messenger came. And while that messenger was still speaking, another messenger came. So it was like, it was just like everything except his health. That came afterwards. So when Satan once again said, he's going to curse you to your face if you take away his health. So we know the story of Job. We know that they wanted, even his wife said, curse God and die, What's the point of all of this? So let's think about what Job is saying here. If I forget my complaint and change my expression and smile. Do we know people like that who, no matter what dire circumstance they're in, they're going to smile and they're going to want to portray that they are above everything and they're going to win and succeed and come out on top no matter what. There's that type. Then the other type is, no, nothing's wrong. I'm smiling. Everything is just great. And when it's not. So he is saying here, even if I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to not lose my faith in God. but he dreads his sufferings. Why? Because he feels he has been already found guilty. You will hold me in contempt. Even if he washed the outside of himself, kind of reminds me of the people, in the temple, and they would wash, clean the outside of the body, but inside is full of evil and detestable things. So if I washed my outside, you would plunge me into a slime pit. Even my clothes would detest me. It doesn't sound like Job is feeling like God is being fair and just with him. He says, for I know you will not hold me innocent. You, God, think that I am not innocent and I am guilty. And even if I try to wash away my guilt, you're going to put me in a slime pit. Even my clothes will detest me. He's in a miserable state. And his desire is that there would be an arbitrator, someone to arbitrate between them, that he would have an advocate who put one hand on Job and one hand on God and bring them together and solve this problem. Then he would confront him in court, and he wouldn't be afraid of him because he knew that true justice was going to be met. Now, if you're thinking that he feels like God is not being just, I kind of think he's thinking that way myself. He says, if only someone could arbitrate between us and remove God's rod from me. God has stricken me with his rod. He has terrified me. But if there is someone to stand between us, someone to be a mediator or reconciliator between us, to hear both sides, then I would speak up without fear of him. But right now he can't. Now we can feel exactly like Job, that no matter what we do, God finds fault with us and is going to punish us. Now we know the end of Job, and that should give us encouragement, because they are reconciled, and Job does repent, and God restores him. So it's all about restoration. It's all about acknowledging truth, but finding out what truth is. Because when our circumstances are dire, we can feel just like Job, that no matter what we do, we're going to be thrust into a slime pit. We're going to be terrorized by God. Now there's something else here that's very important, because we know that Job went from being fearful of God and God's wrath and punishment to being reconciled to God. And he talks about someone to arbitrate between us. I personally think this is a prophetic word, because what Job is recognizing is the truth that God is going to provide an arbitrator, someone to stand between us and God, someone to put his hand on us both, so that we can go to the throne of grace without fear in our time of need. Who is that arbitrator? Who is that one that removes God's wrath from us? is the one that stands in the gap? It's Jesus, isn't it? He is the one sent by God to put his hands on us both. Someone to advocate for us. He is our advocate before the Father. He stands in our gap. He says, come boldly to the throne of grace through Jesus Christ to find mercy and grace to help in time of need. Job knew this at the end. He knew that he was redeemed by the grace of God, by someone who stood to speak for him so that he himself could speak. So pray about this. I didn't go in the New Testament to the scriptures, but there's a lot of scriptures that says there is one mediator between God and man, the man Jesus. Lots of scriptures. But they're going right back to this. It is Job's prophetic word through God to say, yes, I'll do this. I'm going to answer your prayer, Job. Don't despair. I'll answer your prayer for you and for all mankind. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like if you like. Comment if you have something to say, and always pray and put his word in your heart.